think I'll finish with, there are major chords, minor chords, and then there's two other guys. One's called a diminished chord, and one's called an augmented chord. And you're going to use those in a blue moon. But just so that you've heard of them, and you can refer to them, and diminished chords represented by degrees. It shows a little zero up by the chord. And I only play diminished seventh chords because there's only really three of them. There's only really one of them to learn. So if you learn this one chord, you've got it made. And let's see if I learned it. So it is basically a D chord. Move the D chord north, one, and then add your little finger so it makes a perfect pattern of two here, and then these two. So you're playing all four notes of the four bottom strings, and it used to be a lot easier. There we go. It's a feeling chord. That's a diminished seventh chord, and there's only really three of them, and then they repeat themselves. So there's 1, 2, 3, and this chord is kind of like the person that's strapped to the railroad track, you know. Trains coming. It's a powerful chord, and I call the one on the first fret X, the one on the second fret Y, and the one on the third fret Z. And then it repeats over X, Y, Z, and goes right up and just keeps repeating itself. So once you learn that one, which you won't learn probably at all, but if you want to, that's it. The other one we need to learn is the augmented chords. Just a couple of them would be nice to know. The D is the easiest one, I think. And then we play kind of an A minor position right here. That's a D augmented chord. An A augmented is, let's make it an A7 augmented, which is easier to play. There. And then we add this one. So you can look in your books, and if the chord to the song happens to have a plus sign, then you can go to your chord chart and find an easy way to play it. G, forget it. So let's not worry about those, but they're there, and when you have chord charts, and you'll see that there's a plus, you'll see that there's a little tiny circle. Those are there's only four kinds. There's the ones with nothing written after them, that's capital letter, like an E chord. There's the E, the little M, that's a minor chord, very sad, and lonely. And then there is the diminished chord, the little degree sign, and then there's an augmented chord with the plus sign. Okay. Alright, that should be enough. So what I'm going to do now is just do some long exercising here, so that if you want to play along with me, you can. A 1, 2, 3, 4. major 7. I remember I showed that to you. E minor, now the C major 7. And the G major 7. That boy. Oh, that's that G major 7. Okay, I said you'd never need an augmented chord, so here's one right off the get-go. G major 7, that boy, A minor 7th. There's that D augmented chord. This G major 7th, A minor 7th, D augmented. Very close to what we've been practicing, but a little twist on the chords. And we could do that in C, play the C major 7th. Minor 7 to a G augmented. Not a lot of fun on that one. So now what I think I'll do is play a few songs if I remember how they go. I'm going to go get a chord chart and come back, and you can watch and see what happens when we play some songs. So I just figured out we need to learn one more chord just when I thought we knew every one there was. We have the A minor here. Somehow we need to play it up here. And to do that, we got to change fingers here. This is like an F chord, and it's how hard it is, because we're going to use some different fingers to play this B minor. Our A minor is here. We don't want B flat minor. We want up here on this 3rd fret. And it's somehow we have to play 2 strings again with 1 finger. And I'm going to wrap my thumb around. And then this note, the 2nd string, which is this one here, gets kind of deadened by my thumb. And so we get a B minor chord. And to start off with, you probably just play the bottom strings. That B minor is going to get in our road if we don't learn it. And so that's probably less hard than the F and less hard than the B7. But those are 3 hard ones. Some of these, you're going to see that B minor in some of the things I'm playing here. So just a warning. So it's D. Now is the time to G, D, A. Now is the E minor to give your G, and then D. Just as you are to G, D, A now, A. alternate way to do it. You don't go to the G, you just play on this string down here. It's called a G suspension chord, or a D suspension chord, so it's got this little G in the D chord. But you can also just go to the G chord, which is good enough for me. Now is the time. Or I might show you the other G too. You can play this G instead of this G. Actually, only Sean plays only this kind of G. Just likes the way it sounds.